In this video, I'm going to talk about a very interesting phenomena which I discovered today. I was reminiscing my past. I was thinking back to my past, thinking about people who hurt me, and I realized I was thinking about four or five different people. I realized that every single one of them was hurt themselves in their childhood, in their adolescence, and in their teenage years and thereafter, including their adult years. And I realized that this is why they were uncompromising in their inability to be flexible, in their lack of flexibility, in their lack of being able to understand where I was coming from. I've had quite a few people in my life who struggled to ever find any means of understanding where I was coming from whenever I raised an issue with them. And it would often bother me, and I'm the type of person who ends up blaming it on themselves. So I ended up blaming myself often enough and reminiscing what these people have told me in their own, told me about their own past, about their own history. I've realized that these people were struggling. These people had a troubled past. One person was sexually assaulted in the teenage years. Another person was sexually assaulted in their childhood. Another person was mocked, ridiculed, and bullied as a child for being obese. Another person was suicidal, and I don't know exactly why she was suicidal, but even when she was in her mid 60s, she was still struggling with depression as a result of her being suicidal. So I was pretty amazed to realize that hurt people hurt others. Hurt people, people who have been hurt in the past, could be those who hurt you. Not all hurt people hurt others. I've been hurt, and I'm very careful not to hurt others. And I'm not compromising when it comes to respecting and treating others with respect. But often people who have been abused in their past, and they have that troubled past, that trauma, that troubled childhood, that triggering, reoccurring thought pattern, they're unable to hence go and forgive somebody else or be understanding of somebody else, to be compromising in their understanding of another. So, whilst it's very tempting to want to fight back at somebody, to want to take revenge, to want to get frustrated over this inability, of this lack that somebody has to understand where you're coming from, what your perspective is, what you have been through. But bear in mind that often it is the case that hurt people hurt others. It's a fascinating um, it's a fascinating discovery, and it's a fascinating eye opener, because so often, and for such a long time in my life, I became bogged down worrying and thinking about the people who hurt me in my past, not realizing that they were hurt in their childhood. They were abused, bullied in their childhood and early adolescence for being overweight. They had a troubled childhood. They had a poor upbringing. They came from a dysfunctional home. And another person was sexually assaulted. And for years they lived with that. So obviously they were disrespectful and uncompromising in their understanding of another person, even though at times they were very nice. But often enough it was a vehicle. It was a means of getting from A to B. There are people who are very nice in this world, but it's not because of what you think it is. Often it's just for them to get from the first place to the second place. I've met people like that in this world. And there are people who are very nice because that's their nature and they're good people. There are some very, very good people in this world. I've been blessed with a lot of good people in my life who are very, very kind hearted and are very, very um, nice. I want to now talk about the concept of dealing with a situation whereby you are intimidated by somebody else. You are made to feel less than. And this weighs you down. It upsets you. It makes you feel undesired. It makes you feel unworthy. It makes you feel um, invalidated. What I've been applying lately is a new technique, and that is that when people try to bring me down, I know that at times I will not be successful to see through it. I know at times I will not be successful to be able to see through it, but I am realizing that when I love myself, even when I get brought down by somebody else, even when I'm deterred and somebody is successful making me feel invalidated, and even when I put somebody else on a pedestal, nonetheless, when I see that as a stepping stool, as a it's ironic I say stepping stool because that stepping stool almost has the pedestal's back, but no, it's a different kind of pedestal. It's a different kind of stepping stool. When I see it as a method, an approach to use to get off the ground, to see it as my rung on a ladder, which is going to go higher and higher and higher. I get off the ground and I recover from it. I don't get stuck in that particular setting. I don't get stuck in the past cycle, which is something which happened to me in the past. When I would feel like, oh my goodness, once again that person brought me down. Once again that person made me feel like I'm unworthy. Once again I put that person on the pedestal. Shucks, why did I do that again? In the past, when I approached matters with, oh my goodness, I've fallen again. I've disappointed myself again. I've gone back into the old cycle. I hadn't had the results of the cycle repeating itself. But ever since I'm applying a new method whereby I see disappointment and I see my own means of falling just as a tool, as another layer, as another brick, as another rung on a ladder for success, I'm getting off the ground and I'm seeing more days of success and I'm seeing more successes. Often enough, we are triggered in life by our old patterns, by our old cycles, which we are actually in control of. You know, I was talking to somebody today and I was telling this person that if you leave your bike in your backyard unlocked and the next morning you come back and the bike is gone, are you likely to blame the thief? Or are you likely to understand that that's what happens when you leave a bike unattended or unlocked, unchained overnight? You're likely to do the latter. And so, if somebody violates your boundaries again and again, don't put it down to that person. Don't blame that person. See it as a recurring problem, if it's a recurring problem in your life. See it as something which happens because you left your boundaries open. And if you struggle to gain control with this, because, like I said, bad habits take time to recover from, bad habits take time to fix. So if you have a recurring issue with evolves, sorry, you have a recurring issue which evolves around this problem, whereby people are violating your boundaries, people are making you feel inferior, people making you feel unworthy, people are invalidating you. If this is an ongoing problem, step aside for a moment and tighten your boundaries. Then go back in and hopefully you'll be successful. If you're not successful today, you'll be successful tomorrow or the day after. Boundaries take time to tighten, take time to fasten, and every step of the way is not a down if you go down. Every step of the way, if you go down, it's part of getting you to move up. It's part of helping you ascend. That's my powerful message today. Actually, two messages today. One message was about looking at hurt people who are uncompromising and seeing your perspective and seeing that because of their hurt of the past, that pain of the past. And I brought up 4 different cases of 4 different people from my past. And the other one was about boundaries and seeing boundaries for what they are and allowing yourself to take time with it. Rome wasn't built in a day. Allow it to take time. Love yourself at every stage of your journey. I want to wish you high vibes, high frequency. Please feel free to share this video with your friends, family, and acquaintances. And please subscribe if you haven't already. And press the bell notification right next to the subscribe button so that you can see these videos right away when they come out. I love you so much. I'm wishing you high vibes. And I'm wishing you to have a remainder of this amazing week to be a joyful one. Enjoy the remainder of the week. And if you celebrate Saturday, enjoy Saturday. Enjoy Shabbat. I love you so much. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. I love you.